Hey everyone, I'm Darwin's Eyeball. I just wanted to make a quick video tonight where I take a debate that exists in the No Man's Sky community, or kind of make up a debate and take one side of that debate, argue it, be as least objective as possible, as most subjective as possible, just to kind of stimulate discussion, kind of because I find it fun. So tonight's debate is going to be kind of made up based on a lot of speculation I've seen in the community lately, and that is that Rayrod, one of the most famous, popular, notorious modders for No Man's Sky, collaborated with Hello Games for Beyond. If you hate speculation, turn this video off right now because you're not going to like this. But the speculation stems from the fact that Rayrod was on Cobra TV, and he was asked, "Hey, you're pretty well known in the community. Has Hello Games ever tried to get in contact with you?" To which he said, "Yes." And then the Cobra TV asked him, "Okay, are you now, or have you ever in the past collaborated with Hello Games?" To which Rayrod said, "No comment." And of course, you could take no comment to mean much of the different things. Maybe he was just nervous. Maybe he was trolling us. I don't know. Maybe he's planning on working with Hello Games in the future, or maybe, just maybe, Rayrod collaborated on Beyond. And to be fair, this possibility is not completely out of the realm of possibility, because No Man's Sky knows we want variation. The community wants variation. It's screamed by everyone all the time. There was just a recent poll, and variation topped people's demands. Most requested feature, variation. Then you have this dude who's very well known for making some very awesome mods which increase variation exponentially. And then Hello Games got in contact with him. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that Hello Games approached him and said, "Hey, we really like what you've done with your mods. You want to cook something up together, or maybe can we buy your mod off you, your modding code?" So what I'm going to argue is that that is the best case scenario. Rayrod inspired Component 3, a Rayrod collaborative Component 3 is better than every other possible option I've seen for Component 3. Right? It's better than a variation update done by Hello Games themselves. It's better than Space Update. It's better than PvP, better than PvE, better than base building. I mean, I probably pissed off 90% of people in the community, but whatever. And yeah, before I get into why it's so awesome and why it's better than those things, I gotta explain, because I don't know how much people are familiar with Rayrod or his work. So, firstly, there's a lot of buzz around Rayrod's mod that he's working on right now called the Multiverse. We are not getting the Multiverse for Beyond. There's a 0% chance we're getting the Multiverse for Beyond. By Rayrod's own admission, it's not done. By Rayrod's own admission, he hasn't even started on the PS4 version. I don't think it could run on PSVR, or the PSVR could run it. It might not even be able to run on the PS4. So we're not getting his most recent mod. But he also made a mod about, I think he stopped working on it a year ago, called Rayrod Overhaul. And it is possible, again, for the reasons I said before, it is possible that some updated variation of Rayrod's Overhaul is put in, implemented in Beyond. So what does Rayrod's Overhaul do? I'm going to describe it, or do my best to describe it, but I'm going to put also a link down below where someone's playing through and just planet hopping, the procedural traveler. He's a fun guy to watch anyway, but he's planet hopping using Rayrod's Overhaul. So if you want to know what it's all about, if you want to check it out, watch that video. But basically, well, I'll start with this. My biggest problem with the game, and I know a lot of people's biggest problem with the game, is there's 18 quintillion planets, right? But not really. There is 18 quintillion planets technically, but there's 10 or 20 biomes. I don't know, maybe even a bit more than that. let's say push to 30 biomes if you include all the exotic biomes. I don't think there's that many, but 30 biomes. I don't know about anyone else, but when I see a biome, I pretty much know. I pretty much know what to expect. I pretty much know what kind of flora are going to be there. I kind of know what the terrain's going to look like. I know what the feel of the planet's going to be like. The fauna might throw you a couple like surprises, but nothing like that's going to blow your hair back. But so we have 18 quintillion planets, but really we have a bunch of variations of those like 30 biomes, and they all pretty much feel the same. So you're really talking about exploring like 30 different planets with slight variations on each. What Rayrod's mod does, what Rayrod's Overhaul does, is take a lot of the restrictions Hello Games placed on planetary generation and flora and all these things, and it just takes them off, or it like dramatically reduces them. So if you look at the planets in Rayrod's Overhaul, they're not flat. So like a lot of the No Man's Sky planets are like pretty flat. There's like some hills, maybe there's like the odd cliff or whatever. Rayrod's Overhaul is just like crazy terrain. Like a lot of it makes sense, don't get me wrong, it's not like completely impossible stuff, but there's like mountains, and not mountains, huge cliffs though, like big gullies, like just very, very interesting, very, very stimulating. Just a lot more variation in terrain. Huge cliffs all over the place, and it looks just beautiful. A lot of other crazy things like land bridges, tunnels, like huge tunnels. Takes a lot of the restrictions off of the generation that Hello Games had. Another thing it does is takes the flora restrictions on it. So like a lot of the biomes, like you land on like a radioactive planet, it's gonna typically have the same kind of plants on them, all of them, right? That kind of gets boring. But Rayrod's Overhaul does, and not only changes them a bit, like so they look different and there's more variety of them, but it also just like allows them, like planets you normally see on a radioactive planet, to be on like a paradise planet. Thirdly, it overhauls the color scheme. So rather than having these like bland colors, you have like so many bright, vibrant colors. You have like a lot more variation on planet. Like the grass can be multiple different colors. As you're walking along, you can see different shades of grass, different colors of grass. The fauna, like I don't know how much he changed the fauna, but like honestly, the fauna, like there is some changes. I think like the thing I noticed the most from watching people play it is the variations in size. Like you can see like huge birds flying overhead. And all of these things, like they might sound underwhelming when I'm just describing them, but watching the procedural traveler play through, I've now seen 30, 40 planets, and literally 20, 30, 40 planets through this mod, through different people playing this mod. Literally every single one of them is more interesting than any planet I have seen in the game, in just normal No Man's Sky. Like every single one of them, just based on what this guy Rayrod did to like the planet generation. It absolutely it's mind-blowing how good it is. And so there's a lot of other things that come with Rayrod's mods, like you can have like different spaceships and stuff, different inventory. He allows you to do things that Hello Games doesn't allow you to do. I'm going to ignore all that stuff. I'm going to assume Hello Games doesn't take those things on. Like if they want to like incorporate his mod, I'm going to say they don't adapt those things, because they could impact gameplay in unexpected ways, especially with multiplayer. But like if they just took the planetary generation, the fauna, the flora, it would be so awesome. And if like you haven't seen it, you have to see it. I wasn't a believer. I heard about Rayrod's multiverse like 3 weeks ago. I was like, who is this guy? I play PS4. I don't really know him. What? Too much hype. And then I actually went out and watched this stuff, and like I'm a convert. I'm a huge fan, big proponent, and I think I'm really, really, really hoping that like this speculation is true, and it'd be better than all the other things. So what would it be better than? It's better than Hello Games inspired, Hello Games done variation update. That was my like leading thing. I was like, yay, variation, but like, let's be real, Hello Games' record with variation isn't that great in the past. Visions was a disappointment. Added a couple cool biomes. Like, I'm a big fan of Hello Games, but like, it was underwhelming. Let's just say it was underwhelming. They don't have the best record on increasing variation. Rayrod does. So like, for that reason alone, I'm taking the guy with the proven record. I want to see his code incorporated in the base game. And then it's better than all the other stuff. Listen, I'm going to group them all in together. The space, the PvP, the PvE, the questing. I'm like, listen, I'm all on board for that stuff. Like, the game just needs more things to do in general. I agree. But this is first and foremost a planetary exploration game. It has always been first and foremost a planetary exploration game. So let's make the planets awesome. This mod alone, if they just took Rayrod's Overhaul, took all the bugs out, because there's some bugs in it, took all the bugs out, tuned it up, made it like completely compatible with Beyond, that would, I quite honestly, almost permanently fix the variation issue. And then you could go on and like that, like get on to all the other stuff. But like, we don't know how long Hello Games is going to continue giving us free updates. They're awesome enough for doing the ones they've had done. Obviously, every company's going to move on at some point. If this game is going to have a legacy, it needs to be with the awesome planets it's created. Rayrod's mod is like the quickest, cleanest, most certified way, most proven way to get there. So I really hope that we see it. And this wasn't really a debate, was it? I feel like I was just gushing over Rayrod for like 15 minutes, but like, I'm genuinely impressed by the stuff he did. I'm really excited to hear the speculation around it, even if it just, I mean, I'll probably be disappointed if it turns out not to be true, but like, quite honestly, this could be fundamentally game changing, and then hopefully Hello Games like sticks around and does everything else that the community wants. So if you like this video, feel free to like it. If you want to see more, I promise I typically debate the other side more often. I mean, more vigorously, but I didn't this time. But if you'd like to see No Man's Sky debates, or just people talking about No Man's Sky, feel free to subscribe, because I do that sometimes. I do that a lot because I enjoy doing it. Thanks for watching.